Guys, today I am going to talk about the next major move I see happening for Bitcoin. I'm going to talk about the reason why we saw it drop yesterday. Is this something that you need to worry about? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Ethereum. Something big is happening for Ethereum as well as for altcoins in general. Yes, we do have major stuff happening for altcoins. I'm going to go through all of my trades here and what I am doing personally, as well as answer a couple of different questions I've been getting here recently. Is there potential for some drawdowns for Bitcoin? Well, of course, we know that Bitcoin is going to have pullbacks, but some of the more likely scenarios for that Bitcoin pullback, I'm going to go through them here in this video as well. And I will also, again, reassure you and explain why I'm so bullish for Bitcoin, for altcoins during the next few months and even years, guys. So welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. So let's get straight into it, guys. So what you saw yesterday is you actually did see a pullback. This was a quite decent pullback, guys. We went down by 5% in a matter of, I think, a few minutes when we dropped from $43,400 down to $41,410. Now, the reason for this was due to some massive breaches, not on the Ledger wallet itself, but the way this was is that there was a library which is being used by many different dApps. So it was used by Uniswap, I think, SushiSwap, many other applications. And this library that the Ledger were developing was actually compromised. So they added a drainer to that specific library. So every application that was using this library that was developed by Ledger, again, had nothing to do with the hardware wallet itself. But all the apps that were using this library, they got the drainer maliciously added into their software. And so everyone that were using that software could get their money drained from their wallets. So this caused a lot of FUD. You know, people were saying like, oh, is Ledger actually hacked? Well, that would be a massive disaster. And then we went down. But look at this, guys. Even when we went down here, my orange box with the red line up here held up the Bitcoin price. So we went below it, but we didn't close below it. So that was very, very good. This just goes to show how important this red line is. Now, since then, we had a pump, and then now we're starting to come back down again. Now, do I think if we come back down to this red line, do I think that this is going to hold? Yes, in general, I do think that this red line is going to hold up the Bitcoin price. And if we look at traditional markets had a pullback yesterday. However, look at this. We're now seeing some more upside for traditional markets. So traditional markets are doing really, really, really well here. And this is looking very, very promising for Bitcoin and crypto in general. Now, a lot of people have been selling Bitcoin recently. Like institutions have been selling Bitcoin. Some retail traders have been selling Bitcoin just simply because we've had so much gains. But I do think that, yes, you're going to be prepared for that volatility. But now in this phase of the market, really, we are done with trying to time the absolute top and trying to time the bottom and stuff like this. We already started to buy since $16,000. Now we're at the stage of the market, in my opinion, where you just hold. You hold for the entire bull run. Now, if we see pullbacks, which we are going to see, if anything, those are buying opportunities. But other than that, you get into good positions in altcoins, you hold your Bitcoin, you hold your Ethereum, and then when we are at much higher prices, and I'm going to tell you when I think that we are close to a top for this cycle. Now, is it going to take 6 months? Is it going to take 18 months? Is it going to take 5 years? I do not know. But I do believe for this specific cycle we are in right now, I do not think that we are anywhere close to the top for Bitcoin and for altcoins. So right now, it's all about holding what you have, get into good positions for altcoins, hold them for 10, 20, 50, 100x, and that is where you take profit from a risk to reward standpoint. Could we have drawdowns? Could we have massive drawdowns? Could we have disasters that crashes the price by 50%? Yes, we could. But just like I said in my video yesterday, from a risk to reward, everything is lining up right now. And also, apart from that, I still have my trading strategies here, of course, taking advantage of that volatility. So these are buying the dip and taking profit on local tops anyway. So that is exactly how this works. So I have them on Bybit, I have them OKX, so, and also on BitGet, of course. So they're already taking advantage and using that short-term volatility and trading that short-term volatility for me. But in terms of this entire cycle, yes, this is my strategy, just holding on to what I have. And when I feel like the market is very, very toppy, then I will let you know. And that is also where I'm gonna take profit. But just like I said, at $16,000, at $20,000, that I was going in heavily. I am not going out heavily just yet. So I will tell you exactly when I am going to do that. So subscribe and activate the bell if you want to know about that. Now for Ethereum, this is actually very interesting. So on the weekly chart, we've been looking at this wedge for the Ethereum to Bitcoin, like this is Ethereum compared to Bitcoin. And we broke down from this wedge, meaning Ethereum started to underperform Bitcoin. We've had a little bit of a pump here as well, going up to the the previous support, now turned into resistance. But if you look at another chart, this is on the daily time frame, also on the Bitcoin to Ethereum chart. So you can see that we're consolidating in this kind of pattern, and we've been rejected so many times. Now, it's only a matter of time, guys, until Ethereum breaks through this and starts to outperform compared to Bitcoin. Right? And when this happens, altcoins are going to go absolutely flying. And if you look at the altcoin index, let's bring this back. This is something we used a lot in 2021, guys, 2020. And you can see that on the altcoin index, we are at 50 right now, which is not really that high. Now, if we zoom out throughout history here, when we have those massive altcoin runs, we easily go up to 90, at least 88, 89% here on the altcoin index, right? So, I mean, we are not really at that point. So we still have some more room left to grow before we start to get that absolutely crazy kind of returns for the altcoins. Although the gains we've been seeing right now are very, very good, of course. But I do think that we're going to see even more gains moving forward. And just like I said, traditional markets are looking good. My scenario I talked about yesterday, I'm still holding steady with that. If we do see massive pullbacks, then so be it. But from a risk-to-reward standpoint, this is a massive opportunity to make really life-changing amounts of money. And of course, I am going to take that opportunity just like in 2017, 2020, 2021. Now is I think that we're going to be able to make even more money in this cycle just by the sheer amount of money that is going to get into crypto with ETF and everything else going on. Okay, so let's talk quickly about my trading strategies here. So on OKX, still doing very, very well. They have accumulated a few positions here actually on this most recent pullback. On BitGet, we are up $57,000 here. This one is full. On my second account, they have increased the spots to 550. Now, guys, this is eventually, I hope, going to reach also 750. So, but then it's full because technically they cannot add more than 750 on BitGet. So, spots are running out if you want to use these trading strategies, guys. Now, let us just talk about something beautiful here, because if you look at when I started these ones on BitGet, if we look at the analysis, so you look like the last 90 days, you're always, when you enter into these bots, you're always going to have pullbacks. The only question you have to ask yourself is, do you think that we're going to have a bounce for Bitcoin? If you believe we're going to have a bounce for Bitcoin, then that is how these bots make profit, right? So you can see when I started here, I was more or less break even. I went down $1,000. Went down $800, and then we have a pump here. I go up to $14,000 in profit. I go back down to only $4,000 in profit. Then we have that bounce. I go up to $30,000 in profit. I go down to $23,000 in profit, and then I go up to $48,000 in profit, and then I go down to 42, and now we are up at $58,000. At this first bot. So this has been running for 37 days. So because the slots were filled here, I then added a second account. So let's look at the analysis right here as well. So this has only been running for 10 days. Same thing here. When I started these ones, I went down. I was at $500 in loss, and then I went up, had $4,000 in profits, went down to only $700 in profit. So lost basically all of the gains I had been making here. And now we are up at $10,000 in profit. So these are just the most recent bots with OKX, with BitGet. And we have a challenge, as you know, to reach $1 million. Now, I'm up close to, $100,000, I would say, with these profits right here and these ones, these accounts. So I could slap on $100,000 here. So we're up about $259,000 more or less. And that is in addition to our previous bots here. And everything have been documented here on the channel since the very start. If you want to see any of these trades, like how we entered them and the analysis we had and such, you can just click on any of these trades. Click on this one, boom, it's gonna take you to the actual thing here. Also, in some cases, it is going to have different videos to explain these things for you. So for example, if we click on the most recent bots that were closed, boom, right here, it's gonna take you to the video where I explained them, when I actually went into them. So we've been able to follow that from $0 up to where we are at right now. So just want to give you a quick update here. We are up about, I haven't updated this one, it's just too much effort, and we're in a bull market. I am putting all my time right now into researching altcoins and trying to bring those to you. But yeah, we're up to $259,000, more or less. I mean, you can do the calculations here, almost 10K, almost 60K. And this is almost, I don't know, 30K or more than that. So with all of these things in mind, guys, and by the way, guys, before I talk about what I see happening next for Bitcoin and some potential reasons for a pullback, if you want to use these trading strategies, then you can use, try first with OKX. You can go to the description of this video, sign up to OKX using this link right here, claim up to $60,000 in deposit bonuses, click join now, and then with one click you can you can set up those bots with just one click here. And then if you cannot use OKX, sign up to BitGet up to $8,400 in deposit bonuses, click on this link, claim this. And then this first account is full, of course. There's some few spots left on the second account. So you click on this one, it's gonna take you here. You subscribe for 10 USDT, and then you click on whatever bot you want to use here. So that's that for the trading strategies, which are going to continue to try to play that volatility. And as long, and I repeat, as long as you believe that we're gonna have a bounce for Bitcoin, and as long as you believe that we are at some point going to trade higher than we are at the price right now for Bitcoin, then that bot is going to be profitable for you. Okay, so let's talk about some questions I've been getting. And some people have been asking me, so what are the most common reasons for why we are going to see some pullbacks? And like I said, pullbacks are meant for buying. At this point, I'm not selling Bitcoin. I am just, if anything, accumulating more. So one of the reasons we could see a pullback for Bitcoin in the short term, which would give you a buying opportunity, and it's not going to change anything for me and what I believe is going to happen. Short-term holders are up quite a bit here recently because of the pump for Bitcoin. So whenever short-term holders are up significantly, we do tend to see them take profit, and then of course they start selling and Bitcoin goes down. Okay, so that is one thing that we're actually seeing right now, that short-term holders are actually at a pretty decent profits here recently. Another reason is, of course, if the traditional market starts to go down, and in general the markets are very optimistic about the Fed cutting rates in 2024. In fact, if you look at what the market believes that by the end of 2024, we are going to have 6 rate cuts already in 2024. So that we are going to cut the interest rates from 5.5 to about 4%. So what if the market is a little bit too confident? What about the scenario where we do not get these rate cuts? How is that going to affect the market? Well, that could be one reason for a little bit of a pullback moving forward. Now, this could take place in 2024, so we're keeping our eyes on that. Now, another reason why we could see a pullback is this overhang of crypto that FTX, Celsius, and these other bankrupt companies are selling. We are already seeing them sell tremendous amounts of altcoins right now. Celsius have deposited 7,500 Ethereum, probably to sell them. FTX, we know, are dumping millions upon millions, tens of millions of dollars worth of Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, any other crypto that they are holding. So this could cause an overhang, but whenever they are done selling, guys, imagine the pumps when they announce that, hey, we do not have any more crypto to sell. So This is just part of everything right now. And if you do see a drop, I do still think that that is going to be meant for buying, and that is going to be very, very nice. Apart from that, of course, we have the usual stuff like liquidation events, like what happened right here, just the market becoming very, very over leveraged. So the whales, they see that opportunity, they take advantage of it. They wipe out everyone that are over leveraged, that are doing 100x leverage, and they just got in very, very late. They start to go long at the top. So they liquidate them, and then the market is at a more healthy state. So you're always going to see that. So you're going to have these healthy pullbacks, but in general, for the time being, I do think that this red line is going to hold. If we come down here and break through it, then we will take it from there. But my base case scenario right now is that this red line is going to hold. And I do believe that in the next few, years, but from let's say a few months on into the next year, I do think we're gonna see a bullish momentum. However, there's one big thing also, apart from the reason I just said in regards to a pullback. At the day of the ETF being approved or rejected, of course you're gonna see massive volatility. I would not be surprised if during the potential approval of the ETF for Bitcoin, you see a massive pump, of course, but then you see a massive drop as well. The people that have been buying in anticipation of the ETF being approved, they start to sell, and we have a massive pullback. However, remember, the ETF, the entire thing with the ETF is it is going to add steady buy pressure over time. So even if we do see that pullback on the day of an ETF approval, that is going to be one of the biggest opportunities you're going to have as well to buy and accumulate more Bitcoin. But I will talk about all of these things as we get closer to it. I will always keep you updated here on the channel, guys. So yeah, that's what I got for you today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.